Can you believe it? King Bad God. Oh! I see that, JR. It's triggered. It's Johnny. It's Drew. Can you believe it? It's going to be a slobber knocker. As they say, anything can happen on Wrestle Lost. Welcome to Wrestle Lost, folks.
Ah, yes, she's the dead as here. It's the Wrestle Lost Derby cast.
The sniper.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrestle Lost. A lot has happened since we were live last weekend. So to get it going, here's Johnny.
All right. WrestleNomics has come out with details on the negotiations between Endeavor and WWE. They're pretty crazy. So when the negotiations started in February, Endeavor, they wanted a 57-43 split of the shares. Then that's when WWE went back and said, no, we would rather do 51-49. So 51 for Endeavor and 49 for WWE. So then Endeavor's lawyer put in a clause that says that they can have the 51-49 split as long as Vince remains head of the board of directors. And the only way that Vince can step down is either by death, resignation, or incapacitation. So pretty much means he's there for life. Now, I don't know why Endeavor wanted the clause. Maybe Vince did want to step down, and so in order for WWE to get what they want, they put this in saying, well, you're going to have to pay the price if you want that. So yes, we're stuck with Vince.
Like I said, as long as he's not part of creative, I'm good.
But that's the problem.
That's the problem.
I know.
He is part of creative in some ways.
He might not be the biggest part of creative, but
Right.
he's still a part of creative, and
Right.
that's where the problem is.
As long as he's not controlling creative.
So some would say that he's still sort of controlling creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to look at it. Is he really? It's better than it was when he was fully in charge, you know.
Yeah. But there's little bits and pieces here and there that you can tell that he's somewhat part of a creative.
Right. But just like any other promotion, there are little bits and part pieces that we don't like in other promotions too.
Yeah.
So
I hate that he's still a big part of it and will continue to be a big part of it. I'm just afraid for creative and for the talent that aren't fully on board with him being there, because they're the ones that are going to suffer with Vince still around. And if they suffer, we suffer. And if we suffer, we rage. And I will fucking rage.
So we may have seen the last of Randy Orton in the ring. Doctors are telling him that it's a good idea if he not get back in the ring anymore after having back surgery last year. Even though, according to his dad, he's training for return. So hopefully we will see him back, but it's not likely.
Yeah, if the doctors have went ahead and said no, I want to see the evidence. I want to see why they are saying no. Because, not okay, as an example, Edge, Saraya. Many people were told no by WWE doctors. And obviously Edge ended up returning and Saraya is in AEW now. So I just want to know why they're saying no. What do they see that we don't know?
Yeah.
Because if it is a serious thing, then yes, don't return.
Or maybe an AEW schedule would suit him better.
Depending on what the situation is.
Yeah.
Because if all it takes is one bump and it's either like you're paralyzed or worse, death, yeah,
No.
it's not worth it, man. You had a hell of a career. Like Randy Orton's going to go down as one of the greats.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
Yeah.
What
So,
if that means anything in WWE?
It doesn't because nobody votes on it. They just decide, hey, it's this guy's turn.
It's not like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
imagine if it
Or the NFL
were.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Imagine if it were to come down to a vote, though.
Yeah.
Who all would be in it?
If it came down to vote, there would be a lot of people in there that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
And people that shouldn't be in there, that should be in there, that shouldn't be, that
Yes.
won't get in.
Yeah. Like Owen Hart.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of that is his wife not wanting him to be in, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe doing it a different way from the start would have given it a little bit more credibility and respect. But it is what it is. Nothing is going to change it as long as Old Man is still around. And with this deal, he is still around. Whether we want him to or not, whether he wants to or not.
They can just maybe we can just have him take a test, prove he's crazy. That way he gets kicked out.
Well, I mean, like it said, one of the ways he can no longer be there is for him to resign. So he's, he kind of make that decision himself.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I see them pushing him around in a wheelchair.
Of course they would.
Yeah.
Although they'll probably just push him down the ramp, let him roll into the ring. Oh.
I'll push his ass down the ramp. I'll tell you that much.
He'll be like Titus.
Titus World Slide. Fucking hell. We're never gonna let him forget that.
Yeah. So on the other side, there's a lot of good news going right now for AEW. After their first week of ticket sales for All In London, they've sold 60,000 tickets, which is a lot higher than a lot of people were expecting. They still have a few months to go before the event, so I'm sure that number is going to go up from there.
It has gone up.
Oh, it has.
They did a recent report on an updated number. So it according to that report, they've opened up the stadium for 75,000. 75,000 is going to be the max.
Okay.
Unless if they decide, hey,
unless if there's an overwhelming demand.
Yeah, there's still overwhelming. There's an overwhelming need for more tickets. So as it stands, the capacity is going to be 75, and of those 75, a little bit over 67,000 have been sold.
Okay.
So, about 8,000 left.
Yeah.
8,000 tickets left.
but before August, so maybe.
It'll sell out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sell.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they opened up more seats either. But even if it stays at 75, I'm happy because it's proved the people wrong.
Yeah.
They can sell out the big arenas.
Damn right they can.
They can sell out stadiums to that point.
This Wednesday, it's the Warner Brother Discovery upfronts in New York, and Tony Khan's also going to make an announcement on Dynamite, which he made an announcement last week to make an announcement. There's going to be an announcement this week.
He made an announcement to make an announcement.
So that announcement is more likely going to be the new show Collision, which is going to debut on June 17th, which is going to be the return of CM Punk. Also, it's expected to announce maybe a streaming deal with AEW and the new streaming service Max, which the combined Discovery Plus and HBO Max. And from what I'm hearing, this is going to be AEW's first $1 billion deal for the TV rights. Which that's a big deal because that puts AEW right up there with WWE in terms of production.
Or they're going to be putting their. Hopefully, they'll be putting their pay-per-views on the stream.
Yeah, hopefully that should be one of the announcements. As far as the Saturday night show, I've heard that some weeks they are going to tape it live on Saturdays. Other weeks they're going to pre-tape it on a Thursday. There's some people speculating, and these are probably the AEW haters, that this is going to be AEW's downfall because they're going to be overworking their wrestlers and they're going to cause injuries. But no, it's the opposite, because there are a lot of wrestlers that aren't underutilized in the company that can have a chance now to be on TV with this new show.
So we're going to go the whole brand split idea.
No, that it may not be as much of a brand split as we thought before. Maybe not even like, definitely not like a WWE brand split, because inevitably it's just all who can get along with CM Punk, and right now it's really mainly just the Elite and Chris Jericho. So I mean, I know there are going to be times when their paths are going to cross anyway, like at pay-per-views or if they do the Thursday night tapings. But we'll see what's going to happen with that. All in all, this is going to be a big week for AEW, and we'll find out more and
So do we have
next weekend.
We have any details on this show, like how long it is? Or...
It's going to be a 2-hour show. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturday.
Are they getting rid of Rampage?
No.
Okay.
But Rampage is going to be scaled back as far as who's going to be on there. Rampage is going to be like the new AEW Dark or Dark Elevation. It's going to be just to showcase talent, basically. You might have maybe you might have feuds on there that stay on Rampage. But yeah, that's what it's. Rampage is basically going to become the NXT level up of AEW.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing if it's done right.
Yeah.
But I think without having Dark and Elevation anymore, it's going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't watch it on YouTube.
Right.
No, I don't think hardly anybody did.
No.
I'm sure there were some.
I might have seen it a couple times, but not that much.
The
Yeah,
only time I watched Dark is when we went and we saw
Yeah.
it live.
Dark
the only time I
Elevation.
watched. Yeah, that's the only time I watched Dark or Dark Elevation.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Those were elevation tapings. AEW Dark had been reduced to the monthly tapings at Universal in Orlando, which are now monthly ROH tapings.
yeah. So
Like I said, that's the only time I watched it was when we were there live.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a better chance of people watching it when it's on regular TV instead
Yeah.
of YouTube. So, hey, man, positives. Look, it's still a new company, even though they've been going at it for 3 or 4 years now. But with the way they plan on doing this, it's only going to help it grow even more. So,
And with this with the TV rights deal coming up, this is only applies to AEW, even though it's ROH is owned by the same people. It doesn't affect ROH, at least for now.
yeah,
ROH is still going to be on Honor Club, which hopefully they'll bring it over to the streaming service as well.
I would say they will.
Yeah. Now, as far as CM Punk's return, he turned down and offered to have his first feud be with Chris Jericho because what he wants his first feud to be with Samoa Joe. Renew the rivalry they had back in Ring of Honor. Which, I mean, this can play out both in AEW and Ring of Honor since Joe is Ring of Honor TV champion.
Yeah. I mean, look, CM Punk obviously a big name. So anything they decide to do there with him, whether it be the new show on Saturday, AEW, which we know that's going to be his main show, or Ring of Honor, it's all gonna just help everybody. So I can't wait to see what they do with him, man. Like just the way he went out, and to hear he's supposedly calmed down and is willing to work with them. I just hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
The reason that WWE is saying that the World Heavyweight Title tournament is including SmackDown wrestlers is because they wanted to boost the ratings. That's why AEW's also had some big dynamites as well last couple weeks because they're trying to compete with both the NHL and NBA playoffs. I mean, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May and June is kind of like hard on.
Yeah.
That's the 2 months that the playoffs take place.
Yeah.
It's like I might watch part of the Stars game tonight. They win tonight, they make it to the finals.
To the
Conference
conference
finals.
final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might check it out for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's why Rampage has been all over the place last 2 weeks. This week was on Saturday at 9. And last couple weeks it came on Friday at 5:30, and just all over the place.
Yep.
It'll be back to normal soon.
I hate that it's all over the place.
Yeah. And finally, we want to keep prayers for superstar Billy Graham, who is reportedly on life support. He's having multiple issues, including an infection in the ears and the skull, with also diabetes and high blood pressure and various other ailments. So we hope for the best.
Yeah, we're definitely hoping for the best, but at times we have to be realistic as well.
Yeah. Because
It doesn't sound too positive,
no.
but anything can happen.
Yeah, especially when you're on if you're on life support. In fact, doctors actually wanted to pull the plug this last weekend, but his wife disagreed.
I think that's a fair choice depending on what she has seen.
Yeah.
Like we're not gonna know. They're the only ones that know. So we'll just take it week by week, and we will see. We will see what we hear, and we will inform y'all on here. So before we go into the weekly shows, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant real quick. And I wanted to hold off on saying this because I wanted to get genuine thoughts from you guys, but I had to fill y'all in because it was killing me to not be able to talk about it. Where I finally caved. Friday was the breaking point. Knowing that we weren't going to be able to go live until Monday,
Yeah.
I just had to. So after Backlash, Billy Batty and Brad Shepard did their recap show. And to put a long story short, they said that Bad Bunny's biggest moment ever in his WWE career. Sure, if you want to put it that way. Look at him all happy in his home country with the win and celebrating and all that shit. Cool. If that's how you want to put it, fine. I'm not gonna hold it against Bad Bunny too much because that is exactly what happened. But you can't celebrate one person like that and then go and say, "Oh, look at Zelina Vega on screen crying." It's her home country as well. Like it'd been a while since she had been there. It'd been a while since she performed in front of family, which they were in the audience, and she was dedicating it to her dad, who, as most people know by now, passed away in the 9/11 attacks. And that's when these two douchebags come in and say, "Oh, look at Zelina crying. How dare her show emotions like that?" And then Billy Batty said, "It's not like her dad burned up or something." I'm like, bitch, her dad passed away on 9/11. It's shit like this that gets under my skin, man. Like you want to celebrate other people for the accomplishments they have and how happy they are for representing their country. And yet this is what you say about someone else who is doing the same thing, who should have more emotion because she's actually been with the company for a very long time and is finally getting some sort of a push. Now, I hope this push leads to other shit because there's my thoughts on that and what I think should have happened. But it's fucked up when this is how low you sink. That you have to make fun of someone's dad just because that's what you are. And they've had their fair share of shit that they have said that has rubbed people the wrong way to where it's almost come down to physical confrontations and shit. I don't know how these people, with the shit they say, still have a job. It's all just to get attention. They're not even like reporting shit the right way. So it just angers me so much that people have to speak like this. Just fuck off with it, man. You don't have to put someone on blast like that, especially with what we know of her dad and stuff. It just pisses me off, man. And I know when I brought it up to y'all felt the same way. So it's just something I wanted to bring up because it happened, and if we can get other people to listen to what those assholes said, we can put them on blast. So you best believe I'm gonna do that shit later on. This ain't over. But to move on from it, we're gonna go ahead into our thoughts on the show of the week. I'm gonna go over to Johnny and get his moment for WWE.
Okay, well, majority of Raw and SmackDown were taken out by the World Heavyweight Title tournament. So I'm going to talk about something that I really didn't care for, and I don't like where it's going. So on SmackDown, Roman Reigns finally showed up after more than a month after WrestleMania, and he had he had Solo and Paul Heyman with him and the Usos. He confronted the Usos about not winning or about losing the tag titles, and then got onto them because when they had their rematch, they dedicated the match to Roman, and they lost, and that they shouldn't have done that. That because Roman's not a tag wrestler, and they do have legit Hall of Fame tag teams in their family. And so Roman said, "Well, we fixed the problem," and he gave the mic to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman announced that there will be a tag title match at Night of Champions. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens will put the unified tag titles on the line against not against the Usos, but against Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. And of course, the Usos didn't like it, and they left the ring. I don't like where this is going. I don't want Roman winning another title. He doesn't need another title. In fact, this would be two titles he would be winning. Also, I know a lot of people are saying, "Well, how can this happen if Sami Zayn's not allowed in Saudi Arabia?" The relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran have actually improved since the last time they were there. So Sami Zayn is actually more welcome in Saudi Arabia this time around than he has been in the past. So that's why this match is going to take place. But again, I don't want I don't want Roman winning it. We were just talking about Vince being in charge of creative. If he does win it, that's another sign right there that Vince is more in charge of creative than we think.
First of all, I don't think they will win it.
I don't think so either.
I don't. I
No,
think Solo takes the pin because nobody's gonna pin Roman.
I also think the Usos are going to be involved.
They might sabotage it,
Yeah,
and I think Roman's next competitor for his title might be Jimmy, because at the beginning of his reign, he had the whole feud with Jay.
yeah.
Now it's Jimmy's turn.
I think if the Usos they cause them to lose, I think this will be probably the thing that splits the bloodline.
All right, and then you have Solo having to decide whether he wants to follow his brother or his cousin. So,
Yeah,
or if he just wants to go off on his own, do his own
Right.
thing.
Yeah, I think we're definitely onto something here because before y'all said it, that was exactly my thought. And just like Fredo said in the chat, I think this is the start of the Usos turning on Roman, which I agree with. If they are going to go to Saudi and this match is going to happen, I don't want Roman and Solo to win. So I think you take the Usos, cause some distractions, maybe interfere. I don't know exactly how they do it, but you have Sammy and Kevin leave with titles in hand still. I don't know where they're going with it. I know where I want them to go with it. And from the looks of it here, that's 4 people that wanted to go the same way. So,
And I also want to make a correction. Sami Zayn is actually Syrian.
Yeah.
It's the Syrian and Saudi relations.
Yeah.
I think Saudi and Iran still don't get along. So
No, I don't think so.
they're
Either.
definitely not
it-
getting along.
it's Syria and Saudi that So
Yeah. So, hey, man, who would have thought?
Right. First it
Who
was
would
the
have
good
thought?
First it was the women. Now it's Sammy. Hey,
Yeah. Now, the other issue people are having with this is they are saying, oh, we're unhappy that Roman's not defending his title over there when it is Night of Champions.
yeah,
You make him have, you make him have 2 matches. You say he can't be a Night of Champions without defending.
I think the bigger thing for that night is crowning the first World Heavyweight Champion.
right.
That's,
If you want to give Roman a surprise opponent, Mansoor,
there you go.
because he's from Saudi.
But he can't be the Mansoor character, though.
Well, no,
You got to go back to Mansoor.
Yeah, he would be Mansoor.
yeah,
That's the only way that would. I mean, it would work either way because they know who it is. But I don't think it would look right.
Yeah.
If it was Mansoor.
Break
Yeah.
that character for one show.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. We know exactly what we want to happen because we just said it. So, hey, props to Sammy and Kevin Doe for finally going that way. So, now that we got Johnny's moment in there, I'm going to go over to Drew and get his moment for WWE this week.
My moment was probably the best moment the whole week. Brock interfered and took Cody out. That way, Cody has no chance to win the title.
yeah, because Cody doesn't need to win that title.
No, not for at least a while. But yeah, pretty much the whole tournament. But now with that interference, we knew it while it was 4 triple threat matches instead of just regular one-on-one matches, because you couldn't have Brock interfere if it was one-on-one matches.
Right.
But our 2 competitors on Raw, you had Seth and Finn win the 2 matches, and on SmackDown you had AJ and Bobby Lashley, a bleeding Bobby Lashley, win their matches. Seth and AJ came out on top. They'll be facing each other. Damn, that's going to be a good match over there.
Yeah, because they put on good matches in the past.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank 2019.
Hell yeah.
So I liked how the tournament turned out. Just as long as Cody didn't win, I didn't really care. But they got two good ones to be first ever champions.
Yeah. My moment is AJ Styles, man. AJ Styles winning on SmackDown.
Yeah, he looked good.
Going to the finals. This is, I know they were a bit hit and miss with AJ Styles for a couple of years there, but it looks like they're finally back on track to making him feel more important.
Yeah.
And this just takes me back to when Johnny and I went to TLC and he won the title that night. That was against Dean Ambrose, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Yeah, it was Dean Ambrose. Yeah, just the moment of him on top of the ladder with the title in hand. I still have that picture saved on my favorites because it's one of my favorite pictures ever. So, hell yeah, man! I'm just happy for AJ Styles and him finally getting to be back in the spotlight again. I know it's a little bit dumb that it's the new championship on Raw and that they're having people from SmackDown compete for it as well. But it's fucking AJ Styles, man.
Right. So if he wins, do you move the whole OC to Raw? Oh.
I mean, you would have to.
Yeah, you would have to.
Full OC would have to go to Raw because it can't just be him.
But I think it's Seth's title to win.
I think so too. And I loved how after he won, first one out there was Mia Yim ran out, jumped on his back, started hugging him.
Yeah.
Like at first, her first thought was, "What's she do?" Oh, never mind. She's part of the OC now.
Yeah. I still think she fits in quite well, but
Yeah.
they haven't been on screen as much together, so sometimes you kind of forget.
And according to Jay White, she's officially a member of the Bullet Club.
Hey man, when you got that Jay White seal of approval, like fuck it, dude. But yeah, I'm happy for AJ. It's gonna be a hell of a match. Seth is probably gonna win,
That's what we're all thinking.
but never count AJ Styles out. So now that we've got our moments in there for WWE, I'm gonna go back to Johnny and get his moment for AEW.
On Dynamite, we had an unexpected turn. So the main event was a cage match between John Moxley and Kenny Omega, which they got, I'd say, probably the last 30 minutes. They put on a hell of a match. Of course, it's a Moxley match, so he's going to bleed. I think Kenny bled as well. I know at one point Kenny Omega did a V trigger, and they both went through the cage. But the ending, Kenny hit the one-winged angel on Moxley, and Kenny was about to get the 3 when what's his name?
Callis?
Yes. Why couldn't I remember his name? Don Callis. I forgot his name for a second.
Brain farts, bro.
Yes.
We get brain farts.
Don Callis went in the ring and hit Kenny with the screwdriver in the face, which caused him to break up the pin, and eventually cost Kenny the match as well. Moxley picked up the win. So Don Callis has finally turned on Kenny Omega and the Elite. I know some people were thinking, well, maybe Don Callis is with the BCC now, but I don't think he is. I think he just did this on his own. And even Bryan Danielson, who was at commentary, said he wasn't expecting that.
But he did start laughing. It was funny.
Yeah.
I love Danielson.
Yeah, Danielson on commentary
Especially
was fucking
yeah.
greatness.
Anytime BCC's out there and he's on commentary, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not gonna lie, I should have seen that turn coming, but I didn't. Because I was just too focused on how good of a match this was. When Kenny hit the V trigger and busted through the cage,
Yeah.
like you can see the force he was coming in with, and then it just came to a screeching halt. It scared me because the last thing we need is another injury.
Yeah.
Another injured Kenny Omega. And just the way he got caught up, Like he pretty much gave himself a nut shot.
Oh yeah.
When they went through the side of the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he went through the side of the cage. And that's what scared me because just how he got hung up, there could have been a risk for injury. But hey, credit to them for going that hard. Like it is Moxley and it is Omega. Steel cage. So I knew it was gonna be hardcore, but fuck man. I loved it. I love the violence, and I've seen that match again. Like, obviously, still have it on my DVR, but I've seen it like 2 or 3 times already, just because there's certain spots in there that I loved. But hell yeah, man! Props to Kenny and Moxley for putting up that match. So now that we got Johnny's moment in there, I'm gonna go over to Drew and get his moment for AEW.
Well, we all know everybody's moment for AEW is the main event.
Yeah.
But I want to
True.
talk about how cool the House of Black Open Challenge match looked when they dimmed the lights on the crowd and ringside. All you saw was inside the ring.
Yeah,
That just looked so cool. And I like the special, what they call it, rules for that match with
stipulation, I guess you could say.
stipulations with no rope breaks. Outside is a 20 count. Inside the ring is a 10 count. All this other stuff. But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then the trio they're facing gets to pick a special stipulation.
Yeah. And their stipulation was no witches at ringside.
Because they couldn't think of one at the last minute.
Because Julia Hart just beat the match before Julia just beat Anna Jay.
Yeah,
So they need the reason for her to go to the back and get some rest.
that to me was the only thing I had an issue with. Even though I know why they did it was because she just had a match. But I just want all the Julia Hart on the screen that I can have.
I know. I know. I know.
I love
I feel
my
the same way.
spooky girls.
I feel the same way. The best thing she ever did was join House of Black.
And I like that they call themselves the best amigos.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best amigos is good shit.
They had it was Bandito and Chuck and Trent.
And they were acting like they didn't know they had a special stipulation to pick.
Yeah, I just they haven't said anything yet as far as who they're facing next, right? Hopefully, we'll get something this week.
Yeah. And I like too that Orange Kathy was saying, I think I can fit three more titles in this bag.
The backpack, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match just looked so cool. The way it was set up, with the lights out.
Yeah. I like the way it looked, and I can't wait for like winter is coming. Because that's like the only set show
that we know of.
Coming this way. It's like I told Johnny, I don't want to wait until December.
I mean, or at least that we think of. He said it was going to be here every year, but you
that
never
might
know.
Change.
Yeah.
Usually we get one in July and we get one in
Right.
December.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen ticket goes on. We haven't seen any.
Yeah. And I know they're going to be in Austin this week. So they'll be in Texas.
Just not here. Yeah, I saw that they were going to be over in Austin, and I'm like, come on, man. Just throw us a bone here. Like, just announce a random show. We'll buy tickets, we promise.
Even if it's a house rules.
Oh, yeah, dude. Even if it is a house rule show, I'm still down for going.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit bummed out that nothing has been announced yet, but I know we'll get something eventually. Maybe we can go like August, September show, and then they turn right back around and come back in December. I'd be fine with that. So we'll just have to see. Uh as far as my moment for this week, I'm gonna have to give it up for Action Andretti versus Kyle Fletcher because a lot of people for the last couple of weeks have been asking where Action Andretti was because it'd been a good while since we had seen him on TV. And as soon as people started talking, here he pops up. And I'm never gonna get mad about watching him on my screen. And then you put him up against an IWGP Tag Team Champion. Like this is the kind of matches he should be having on TV every week.
Yeah, and after the trios match, we found out that Kyle Fletcher is going to be Orange Cassidy's next challenger for the International Championship. He attacked him backstage, so this is just Kyle Fletcher's first step
Yeah,
getting a title shot. Which at this point, I would say that match will probably take place at Forbidden Door.
probably at Forbidden Door. And if I was to here's my question. At this point, who do you guys see beating Orange Cassidy for this title? Because he's been through a lot of people and nobody's been able to take him down. So I don't know if y'all have anyone in mind.
Someone who we saw for the first time in a long time ignored Renee last week.
I see where you're going with this.
Possibly.
Miro,
Possibly.
because didn't Miro beating for the TNT title?
Yes, I believe so.
They had a match for the TNT title too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Miro. Maybe Miro is the guy to do it. And the other question, now that you brought up Miro, is what is Thunder Rosa going to do?
Yeah,
Because we saw her walk in
right.
to Tony's office.
Right.
So Miro opened up that door.
So does she automatically get a title shot? Since
Well, I've heard that she
never
has.
lost it.
Well, I've heard that she hasn't been cleared yet to wrestle.
But when she comes back,
Right.
does she automatically get a title shot since she actually never lost it?
I don't know.
Or does she have to work her way up back through the ladies?
I think she would have to earn her spot.
You're gonna hate me for this because I'm gonna put you in a position, Andrew. And I hate myself for thinking some of this stuff as well. But let's just say Thunder Rosa does finally get cleared. And it's maybe a week out from it's All In first, right? Then All
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say a week before All In, they say Thunder Rosa pops up again and she says, "Hey, I've been cleared. I want a match." So Tony's like, "All right, we'll put you on the card, but we have to find someone for you to fight. We don't have anyone ready just to take a match like that. Everybody else is tied up in their own stuff." So you keep it a mystery until that night, until All In. And we get a returning Statlander. and we get Thunder Rosa versus Statlander that night. And winner of that match gets put near the top to get a shot, maybe. Who knows? But I would be happy with that because it's someone that Thunder Rosa hasn't had a chance to interact with. So that's just what I would do.
Yeah, she seems to have an injury bug.
Yeah,
Statlander.
I hate it. I hate that she does seem to be injury prone because she's too damn good. And that just put us the question as well as who does she come back as? Heel Statlander? Do we get everybody's favorite alien Statlander? I don't know. But I would be happy to finally see her back. So that's just a thought, man. That is just a thought. So yeah, man, that was some really good shit. I still want Rampage to be in its normal spot because it throws us off whenever it's not, like we said. But
Yeah, I actually haven't watched it yet. I got it recorded.
I actually I forgot about Saturday night because of other things going on. So I didn't see it till last night.
yeah, we had the same thing going on pretty much. Let's just say retro games were involved. Not only retro games, 10,000 of them. I still haven't made it through the whole fucking
Plus.
list, dude. Yeah, 10,000 plus. Still haven't made it through that whole list. So, yeah, I saw clips here and there of everything that happened, but yeah, I need to sit down and watch the whole thing. So, but yeah, man, really good shit from both companies this week. That obviously tonight is Raw, and do you think we're gonna get a face-to-face between Seth Rollins and AJ Styles?
We may. I do know we're going to get a battle royal to determine Gunther's first opponent for the IC title.
Have they said who's in it, or is it one of
No.
them that we're
No.
see who comes out?
But I do know who will probably win it based on a match they had at a recent house show.
Okay.
Yeah, at a house show in Augusta, Georgia, they had Gunther versus Johnny Gargano.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're saying that may be his first challenger.
I wouldn't be mad at it because like, Gargano needs a better push. It's like ever since they moved him off from NXT, it hasn't quite felt right.
He just needs to find the way.
And
Yes,
and he might be very well on the way of finding the way since he teased that someone else is making their way back.
yeah.
There's a lot of ways going on there. But yeah, like one would think that's Tommaso Ciampa that he's talking about.
Yeah. I'm thinking so.
It's not Austin Theory, I'll tell you that.
No.
Nobody want that shit.
No.
And he's tied up in his own things.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't.
And he can't be on Raw because he's the U.S. champ, and Raw already has the IC champ.
Yeah. But then we go to that same thing Natalia said is I can go wherever I want. So who knows?
Yeah. There's a video Adam Lape put out yesterday on that's 10 ways that WWE have already ruined the draft, the brand split.
Oh, I saw it. And I'll tell you what, man, Adam is a very smart man.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Well, hell, we have the SmackDown champ on Raw, and we have the Raw champ on
Yeah,
SmackDown.
like
So,
there's a
the
lot
women's
of
champ. So,
Yeah.
everybody is everywhere.
so are we gonna get them to switch titles tonight?
I don't know.
I
I don't know when that's gonna happen.
I don't know if they're gonna do like a full on switch like they did before.
I don't
Well,
even
we
think
need clarification.
I don't even think they know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know,
what they
man.
did one year with the Street Profits, and
Yeah. Just backstage.
I can't remember who else it was.
It's a new day.
Yes, they just handed each other the titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they do, but I'm putting all my faith in Triple H in something good happening, not putting it in Vince's hands. Please don't put it in Vince's hands. We're in trouble.
Maybe they come up with a new title for women's. Just get rid of the Raw Women's Champ and the Raw.
New belts.
Yeah, and there was SmackDown Women's Champ and the Raw Women's Champ. Maybe you have a Women's WWE Champ and a Women's Heavyweight Champ,
Yeah.
or a Women's World Champion.
Yeah, I think World Championship would be better instead of Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, because you don't
for
want to fight a
women.
woman heavy or you'll get shot. Oh,
Yeah, because then the woman who's the World Heavyweight Champion will be like, "What are you calling me fat?
exactly.
What are you doing here?"
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So
Uh,
you have the World Women's Champion and the WWE Women's Champion. Do
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah, we'll see, man. They have a lot of questions to clear up. as
That way
far
they can
as-
go from show to show without having to switch belts.
Yeah. They'll figure it out though. So now that we've had our WWE and AEW talk, I wanna hear what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Johnny, seeing as it was a very important day on Sunday for all the mothers of the U.S. because in the world they celebrate it in separate days in certain countries.
In the UK, it's in March.
Yeah, I got told that. I didn't know when it was in the UK, but yeah, I got set straight when it came to that. So, how was your Mother's Day with your mom, Johnny?
It was all right. We just all spent time here at the house. My older sister and nephew came over. We bought lunch. My mom she loves KFC, so that's what we got for lunch.
So that's what that picture was.
Well, I love KFC too.
I saw that
No.
picture. I love KFC, man. KFC is good shit.
Yeah.
Have you tried their new nuggets yet?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
kind of like Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Yeah, that's my sister said. Yeah. So we just had lunch and hung out there at the house, and we played some. Well, I know Freddie will know it. We played some Tomatolo.
Oh hell yeah! Don't
And-
be bumping the table either, bro.
Yeah.
And cheating tactics.
Yeah.
I know the cheating tactics, bro.
Oh, there was a lot of accusations of cheating going up.
Oh, I bet there was, dude.
So-
Toma todo is almost as bad as Monopoly.
Yes.
That's how much rage that shit.
So,
What is it?
So it's this top that you spin, and the top has like 5 sides, and each side has something on there. Like you play with money. So,
Okay.
So each, like, one side says, and it's all in Spanish, but one side says take 1, other one says take 2, other side says put 1, then there's put 2. It's 6-sided, and there's one that says everybody puts, and then there's one that says toma todo, which means you get everything. You win everything. So whichever
Which just keeps on building and building.
right, or people keep taking away from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can play with whatever we play with dimes, and then the final game we played dollar worth of quarters to begin, and then we played dimes
Yeah.
as the game went on. So yeah, it's
So,
fun.
yes, it is real fun, but money is involved.
Yes.
So it gets real sometimes.
Yeah.
It gets real sometimes. Do you know that game called Left, Right, Center?
Yeah.
Okay, so we play that as well, but we play that shit for money. So yeah, trust it. It's all about the money, bro. So hell yeah. But it sounds like fun. It sounded like y'all had a fun time, man.
Yeah.
So we had some plans this weekend that didn't quite work out.
Yeah. Same for us.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to the casino, but
Yeah.
some stuff happened that I don't want to get into. Family stuff. We weren't able to end up going to the casino. But on Sunday, she got her flowers. She got her money that she was going to use at the
Yeah.
casino.
My mom did too.
Like, all the normal stuff. And then I asked her, well, look, it's your day, even though we did it on Wednesday as well, because Wednesday is like the
Yeah.
Hispanic Mother's Day.
May 10th.
Yeah. So I told her, look, wherever you want to go eat, we will go eat. I don't care. She chooses Mexican food, which I'm like, all right, cool. Who doesn't love Mexican food? Like, even though we have it a lot here at home, we do a lot of carne asada and shit like that. We'll go to whatever restaurant you want to go. Have you heard of El Rio Grande Mexican restaurant?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the grocery store.
No, that's what I thought. So at first, I was like, "You want to go eat at a grocery store? What's going on?" But no, it's a restaurant that my uncle told her about,
Uh-huh.
and he said the food is good. And I'm like, it's kind of hard to mess that food up.
Yeah.
So we'll go. All right. So we show up. We walk in. It sounds like a fucking club in that place because it's where Pancho's Mexican restaurant used to be.
Okay, in Mesquite.
No, the one
No.
off Garland Road.
Oh no, that one's still Mesquite still.
Yeah.
Mesquite has one of the only ponchos. I think there's like 4 ponchos left,
Damn.
and one's in Mesquite.
So let's just say they pretty much tore up the whole floor plan, made it an open space. They got like a stage for shows and shit. Here's where my issue lies. Who in the hell books trans karaoke night for Mother's Day?
Mexicans.
Who the fuck, bro? Oh, fucking shit. The stuff I saw that I didn't want to see. Look, and look, I'm just going to say this. I've said it many times on here. Look, it doesn't bother me, okay?
Yeah.
Like, who are we to judge anybody? You are who you are. It doesn't bother me one bit. But when you're not expecting it, boy, let me tell you. And not only that, of course, with just my luck, we walk in and they're like mid-song. I see the manliest looking girl singing. And they got different girls there. So we sit down, we order our drinks, we order our food. And then the DJ gets on the mic, and he's like, okay, next on the stage, we got not the one you think, but it's another one. Coming to the stage is Bad Bunny. I'm like, bitch, not only is it karaoke night, but we got a manlier looking Bad Bunny than the actual Bad Bunny.
Damn.
Well,
It was an experience.
at least you can't say you've never been to a drag show.
Hey, I will say this though. This Bad Bunny better than the other one. That's all I'm gonna say. And you know, it just so happens that this is how it landed. They sat my parents facing the stage, and they're like, "Pull the chair to the side so you can watch." I'm like, "No, I'm fine.
I'm good.
I'm good." The the only sausage I want to see is the one on the meat plate. Thank you very much. Ah, man. So that was my situation. It was interesting because they wouldn't stay on the stage. They would walk around and see. So they would come around the tables and they would be like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Ah, don't trying to eat my food."
Did
All,
you get sideswiped by a sausage?
all of a sudden, I get grabbed from behind. I'm like, "Lady, I'm trying to eat." Man. It was an interesting night. But hey, that's where they wanted to go. And joke's on me because they knew what was happening. I had zero clue. They knew what they were doing. So, yeah, that's how Mother's Day happened around here. So, Drew, how did it go with you and your wife on Mother's Day?
Well, she's been hinting that she wants to go to the Madonna concert in September. She's asked my daughter several times. She said that's old music. So she asked me if I would go. So we bought her Madonna tickets, which is cool. It's
Okay.
Tuesday, September 19th. I'm off to work the next day. It's
Yeah.
AAC. We can take the DART train.
Yeah.
Down there. So cool. Madonna from the 80s. Hey, I remember her 80s music.
I didn't know Madonna was still on tour.
Yeah. This is her celebration tour. So just out of curiosity, I decided I wonder who her opening act is. Johnny, I want to let you guess who her opening act is.
I know who it is already.
Is it 80s related?
No.
Current?
No.
Is it current?
Yeah.
Because is it like, I don't know, like Enrique Iglesias? I don't know.
No. It's Bob the Drag Queen.
What?
He won
I
season
wouldn't have guessed that because
He
I've never
wants-
heard of it.
He won season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race
Oh.
in 2016. So evidently he sings. He's been in television shows and all this other stuff. So yeah, I go see Bob the Drag Queen, maybe. Now my daughter says she might go, so I might get out of it.
So,
That's Bob the Drag Queen.
Jesus Christ.
Now I know why y'all want to talk about your drag stories.
So I got forced. I got talked accidentally into going to
A drag show.
a drag show, and Andrew unwillingly talked himself into it as well. if all things work out. So here's what I proposed to Andrew, because what he said was, what's his name again?
Bob the Drag Queen.
All right, Bob the Drag, whatever.
Or as I like to put it, Bob the Builder, the Drag Queen.
So here's the thing. So one of the things Andrew said was, while Bob is on stage doing his thing, that's when he's going to go buy his wife's merch.
Yeah.
So he can avoid watching the drag show. But I pulled the card of if I had to, you had to. And then he's like, but why do I had to? Why do I have to? And I've used some of the words he's used against me. Do it for the podcast. I want a full review of Bob the Drag Show. That's what I want to happen.
Like I said,
I want you to sit there from start to finish, and I want a full review of it. And if meet and greets are happening, I will gladly pay for a meet and greet just to get a picture of you and Bob. And Madonna's old skeletal looking ass. Why not get all three of them in there? You just got Andrew you got an Andrew sandwich. You got Bob on one side and Madonna on the other. Can you imagine that? Oh man.
but like I told him, hey, if my daughter wants to go, because I think she might want to go with her, I'm not going to take the ticket from my daughter. I'll let her go with my wife.
And that's when I told Andrew, you ground her. That way you have to go.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh man. I just thought it was funny that
We both.
I told him, hey man, I have a hell of a story to tell y'all. And I didn't tell him one other bit about it until he brought up Bob. And then I'm like, oh shit, dude, you won't imagine what happened this weekend. And I had to tell him at that point. So
Bring the new meaning to what about Bob?
yeah. Yeah. And it's like I told Andrew, I think Bob the Builder's like little catchphrase is Bob the Builder, yes we can. So, you know, I don't know what Bob the Drag Shows is, but it could be something like that as well. Who knows? But man, I really do hope you get to go.
We'll find out in September.
Like I said, man, do it for the podcast. So yeah, it was an interesting week, and like I said, it's Monday night, so Raw's up tonight, and we'll see what they decide to do there. They have the opportunities to put some stuff out there, clear up some of the questions we have. So we'll see if they're able to start that up. So like always, oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. I got distracted there. Like always, it is time to stump the brain.
Okay, since we just had Backlash, when was the first ever Backlash and the first event? The first ever match at a Backlash pay-per-view.
Wow.
2 for 1.
Come on.
Or if you want, I can give you the date. You can tell me what the first match was.
Well, I'm thinking the first Backlash was in 2000.
Close. April 25th, 1999.
Okay. Well, 99 was going to be my next guess. Okay. As far as match, it's going to be total shot in the dark.
It was a mixed tag team.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. We just had WrestleMania 15, which isn't really help there. Okay, I'm going to say on one side you had Molly Holly and Spike Dudley. Versus Stone Cold. I don't know, Stone Cold in China.
The oddest match ever.
Yes.
Actually, Val Venus and Nicole Bass defeated D'Lo Brown and Ivory.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Nicole Bass.
Yes.
I haven't heard in a very long time.
No. No longer with us.
No longer with us, unfortunately. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to come up with anything either. So that was a shot in the dark, but hey, I can appreciate that shit.
I was impressed. He knew which. I told him 99. He knew which Mania it was.
Yeah. Hey, he came a year from guessing like when it actually happened. So
Yeah.
that's closer than I would have gotten. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, Monday Night Raw, lots of stuff they can clear up. So we'll see what WWE decides to do tonight. But like always, if you have any questions or comments, WrestleLost@gmail.com, WrestleLost on Facebook, and don't forget to give us a follow here on Twitch and on YouTube. So until next time, which will probably be next Monday, hope everybody enjoys their week,
Saturday.
and we will talk to you all then.
See you next week.
Check your